with assistance from the members of the MBA class of 2017, who will introduce each of our honorees, it is now my pleasure to present the 2017 Alumni Achievement Awards. I should note that unfortunately one of our recipients, John MacArthur, former Dean of Harvard Business School, is unable to be with us. His beloved colleague here at Harvard Business School, Angela Crispy, will accept the award on his behalf. Let me now invite Alejandra to the stage.
David Bradley connects easily with all types of people. For many years, he thought the realm where he could have the greatest impact was politics. With his eye on a Senate seat, he went to business school and then law school and set about gaining experience by building a company, the Research Council of Washington, focused on business research. David soon discovered several things. First, good research is hard to find. Not surprisingly, then, the Research Council, and later its spin-off, the Corporate Executive Board, were enormously successful. Second, he realized that politics was not, in fact, his calling. That led him to his third discovery. There was a different realm where he felt he could make a difference, and that realm was media. In his words, if you can't take the course, you can audit it. In the late 1990s, he purchased The Atlantic, a venerable magazine that seemed to most like a terrible investment. It was losing millions of dollars a year. David saw that building an online presence for the magazine, one that complemented the print version and was true to its core principles, would rescue it. Under his leadership, The Atlantic is now thriving. It has won more national magazine awards than any other monthly magazine, and has a vigorous and revered digital presence.
It is now my honor to present our citation to David Bradley, MBA, class of 1977, chairman of Atlantic Media. Talent scout with the spirit of generosity and the force of your intellect, you tune out the white noise to focus on what is important. Visionary advisor and researcher, leaving no stone unturned, your influence reaches beyond politics as you change and save lives. David, we honor you and celebrate the ways you make a difference in the world.
Jack Brennan's belief in the power of education to transform lives is rooted in his personal history. His grandparents never finished high school and worked as janitors and maids so they could send their children to college. Both of his parents were trained as teachers, and Jack grew up in a household where getting homework done was the #1 priority. Education is the road to success, says Jack. His own education led him to Dartmouth and HBS, and ultimately prepared him to lead the Vanguard Group, a pioneering firm known for its focus on low-cost funds for do-it-yourself small investors. After joining Vanguard in 1982, Jack worked his way through the ranks, expanding Vanguard's influence, footprint, and success by introducing index funds. As chairman and CEO, he was a passionate advocate for good corporate governance and honest accounting, striving to rebuild investor confidence in the wake of stock market declines. A commitment to roll up his sleeves and help the next generation of leaders can be seen in everything Jack does, whether that's serving as a sounding board to his successor at Vanguard, working to help Boston high school students prepare for and stay in college, chairing the board at Notre Dame, or serving in his favorite roles of husband, father, and grandfather.
John J. Brennan, MBA class of 1980, Chairman Emeritus, the Vanguard Group. coach, mentor, leader, you bring out the best in others. From the front lines of Vanguard to the finish lines of marathons, you are living proof hard work coupled with passion is a powerful force that can profoundly influence individuals and society at large. Jack, today we honor you and celebrate the many ways in which you make a difference in the world.
The story of Angie's List is one of perseverance. In 1995, the year she graduated from college, Angie Hicks moved to Columbus, Ohio to help a mentor test out an idea. She rented a tiny office, set up a card table, connected a phone line, and set about building a list of local service providers. She spent her mornings doing research, calling local homeowners to get their recommendations on painters and plumbers. In the afternoons, she'd knock on doors, selling $19 subscriptions to the list she was creating. I think most of my first customers felt sorry for me, says Hicks, who is not exactly enthusiastic about approaching strangers. But because she wholeheartedly believed in the list she was creating, she had the courage to conduct sales pitch after sales pitch, although that didn't make rejection any easier. She averaged initially only 1 or 2 subscriptions a week. But today, Angie's List serves over 5 million members with an e-commerce marketplace and reliable consumer reviews. While Angie might not have described herself as an entrepreneur early on, she possessed all the qualities: perseverance, authenticity, and humility that have led to her company's remarkable success. They have also led Angie to be a leader in the Indianapolis area, where she has put her talents to work, improving jobs, and improving educational opportunities for her community.
Angie Hicks, MBA class of 2000, co-founder and chief marketing officer of Angie's List. Marketing maven, you have created jobs and fostered community while bringing heart into home with quiet brilliance. Your passion for problem solving has elevated you to a household name. Every day, you set an example of compassionate leadership and the power of staying true to yourself. Angie, today we honor you and celebrate the ways in which you make a difference in the world.
Aileen Lang became a feminist early on. The valedictorian of her public high school, she had to settle for vice president of the class because girls weren't allowed to be president. At Radcliffe, where a dress code required her to wear a skirt, she was told she wasn't smart enough to major in math. One of just 33 women in her class of 800 at HBS, when she graduated, she couldn't get a loan to launch her first business without her husband's signature. Despite these constraints, Aileen excelled, modeling behaviors that broke through stereotypes. An early pioneer in the high-tech world, she worked in senior management and chief leadership roles at established corporations and startups alike, including launching and leading Alta Vista, one of the most successful search engines of its time. In 2003, Aileen was named president of Catalyst, a research and advisory firm focused on bringing women into business leadership roles. I like to say that my avocation has become my job, she noted. During a 10-year tenure, Catalyst doubled its revenue, tripled its membership, globalized, and adopted emerging technologies. And the number of research reports it produced increased tenfold. In all the chapters of her career, Aileen has proved that having women at the table is better for business, the bottom line, customers, communities, men and women.
Aileen H. Lang, MBA, class of 1973, President and CEO of Catalyst. Consummate Catalyst, you have blazed a trail that is rooted in innovation and inclusion. You lead by example, mentoring others and modeling authenticity as you prove that working together yields profound and powerful results. Aileen, today we celebrate the many ways in which you make a difference in the world.
John MacArthur came to HBS in 1957 from British Columbia. He earned his MBA and DBA and then joined the faculty. In 1980, he was named dean, and driven by his deep love for the school, over the next 15 years, he set about quietly and purposefully transforming it. As dean, John brought in new faculty, renowned scholars, as well as those who had more practical experience, and urged them to think big. He recruited a more diverse student body and re-envisioned the MBA curriculum. He launched the publishing corporation and grew executive education. He, perhaps more than anyone, made HBS a true residential campus, creating a sense of place at Soldiers Field. John's influence extends well beyond HBS. He was founding co-chair of the Board of Trustees of Partners Healthcare System. He has served as senior advisor to the president of the World Bank and was a friend to Boston Mayor Thomas Menino. He was a trustee in bankruptcy of Penn Central Transportation Company. He has held countless directorships. In everything he does, John connects deeply with people, and he is expert at figuring out what others are good at and giving them the latitude to excel.
John H. MacArthur, MBA 1959, DBA 1963, Dean Emeritus, Harvard Business School. Legendary leader. For 60 years, you have shaped Harvard Business School, strengthening its faculty, students, and staff while building its campus and community. Caring contributor, proud Canadian, you partner with others in Boston and abroad to help individuals and organizations do their best work. Today, we honor you and celebrate the many ways in which you exemplify our mission to make a difference here and in the world.
Adebayo Ogunlesi came to HBS to overcome his aversion to numbers. At King's College in his native Nigeria, he had dropped math. He managed to graduate from Oxford without needing to solve mathematical equations. Upon being admitted to Harvard Law School, he decided to embrace what he had been avoiding. He applied to HBS, was accepted, and thrived as a student in the joint degree program. Initially, Adebayo was intent on becoming a lawyer. He clerked for U.S. Supreme Court Associate Justice Thurgood Marshall, a job he completely loved. But his agility with financial statements kept pushing him towards business. He spent 2 decades at Credit Suisse, First Boston, in project finance, the Global Energy Group, and as global head of the investment banking division, before being named Chief Client Officer and Chief Executive Chairman. Throughout his life, Bio has pushed himself to reach beyond his comfort zone. In 2006, eager to try something new, he and several partners launched their own firm, Global Infrastructure Partners, which today manages over $40 billion for its investors. Their expertise at running large projects, including London City and Gatwick airports and the Port of Melbourne, for example, has led to remarkable success. Bio's advice for others is this: have courage.
Adebayo O. Ogunlesi, JD MBA 1979, Chairman and Managing Partner, Global Infrastructure Partners. Oxford optimist, remarkable risk taker, you balance hope with realism, merging brilliance and hard work to achieve results and inspire others. Native son of Nigeria, the impact of your influence is felt on a global scale. Bio, today we honor you and celebrate the many, many ways in which you make the world a better place.